Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bored. It is currently July the 19th, 2025, about 8 in the morning, a little below that. And have you ever wondered how far you could cycle? Well, I just have, and I'm about to find out. I did something similar about a month ago. I cycled to the ocean. It's like 50, 60 kilometers away from here. And it sucked. And I mean it as in my phone died halfway, it was cold, and I had no idea where the fuck I was going. And I was also really tired, if you'd be surprised. So it also wrecked me for like a week. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. So I'm gonna do it again, but I'm gonna do it even harder. That's why I bought the camera. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bike and I'm going to cycle as far as I can until it breaks, or I do. All right, so backpack, headphones obviously, but within the backpack we have a roll of toilet paper, because you never know, a bottle of water, that's all the like camera stuff and chargers and that, a sleeping bag, because you never know. I really hope I don't need it, but we'll see. And that's it. You might be wondering, Daniel, where are the clothes? Where's the food? And, well, there isn't any. I'm not bringing any spare clothes, not even a pair of socks, nothing. And I wanted to bring no food and no water, but I feel like shit, to be honest, so I need the water. Like, I'm telling you, I had to ice my leg for half an hour yesterday. It hurt so bad. Haven't slept in 2 days almost, because I was just so fucking nervous. Terrified out of my socks right now. Because, well, I might have a final destination in mind, but I'm not going to reveal it just yet. We'll see how the route goes. And yeah, I will also happily inform you that additionally, there is also no planned route. There is no accommodation reserved. There is no dedicated training. Like, I didn't try and do long distance cycling for however long. I just got curious and then I bought a camera, took 2 weeks off work, and here we are. I don't have a plan, but I have a heading, and that's south, so it's that way. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yes. I just want to point out that yesterday the forecast said thunderstorm warning and 20 degrees. I even got a raincoat. I put my fucking electronics in a Ziploc bag and I went out nice and ready, and look at this. It's 30 degrees out. Not a single cloud in the sky. Fuck you, meteorologist. It's about time we talked. I cycled for a while. It's like 2 p.m. now. Well, at first, I think the first like 10 kilometers were the worst, because everything that could go wrong went wrong. I was planning to take like a bicycle highway that leads just straight down to Assen, but it just didn't work. Like there was no highway. It was under construction. And then I took some other road into a fuck off village, and then I had to go horizontally just looking for somewhere towards Assen. And then I found a road, and then it was also under construction. And so like at some point I was just in the middle of a field. It was way hotter than one would expect. And I also needed to take a shit just for some reason. And honestly, I just wished I didn't do it. I mean this whole thing. Because I remember when I was standing there in front of the elevator, and I was describing what I'm gonna do, saying like, oh, I'm gonna go with no food, no clothes. I said it aloud for the first time, and it did not sound like a good idea, but I was like, we're gonna do it, it's fine. But yeah, then it rode well. Right now I'm in Hogeveen, whatever you call it, but if you're Dutch you probably know what I mean. It's like 60 kilometers away, and I'm pretty sure I got a heat stroke because I sort of see double and I feel like I want to throw up. And so yeah, I'm just going to moisturize my entire body with cold water as much as I can, and drink as much as I can. And it's a shame really, because it was all going well. But either way, I found a place to stay in Zwolle, so I'm going to do like 40-45 more kilometers, just power through it, and then I'm just gonna call it a day. So I'm not gonna film anything today anymore, because honestly I couldn't be fucked. I just needed to give this update because I'll probably like forget later. I just hope I survive, and I am dreading tomorrow. Remember last time I talked, I said that this is the last entry of the day? Well, obviously I lied. As you have already seen, I decided that you cannot take suffering out of the A-roll, because otherwise there's nothing left. So I ended up doing 120 kilometers today instead of 100, and straight distance is 105. It's just that around Zwolle there were a lot of roads that were shut down because of maintenance. Same shit, different town. So I was just circling around like a fool. Now, it's not the distance really that's the problem. I think I could go up to 150 if it wasn't for the elements. Like last time I said that I had like a heat stroke. I'm not sure about it. It could have been just exhaustion, but it was like one of those when you just can't walk straight and you really want to throw up. And you know what I did? You know what I fucking did? I headed to McDonald's and I got a double quarter pounder with a milkshake, and then I downed it in a microsecond, and it made me even more nauseous. because I'm a fuckwit. Well, lesson learned. And now I've just been sitting here, sipping on the elixir of life. I've been drinking that thing for like almost 2 hours now. Still cannot finish it because my stomach cannot stomach food. Every sip I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Actually, you could maybe tell that I got burned. I wanted to go to a grocery store to buy sunscreen, but I was so fucking hungry that I bought this much food. And I cannot eat it because I put anything in my mouth and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I was so focused on food that I did not buy sunscreen. So that's great. I'm about to go inside, try to eat, take a cold shower and just go to sleep. And tomorrow I'm aiming for Utrecht, which is not 100 kilometers away because I can. It's 95 kilometers away. So it's the morning of day 2. I did not sleep well. This mattress is just a thin slab of sadness. Also too bright. Not the mattress, but you know. So I washed my socks yesterday, hoping I would just like dry them overnight. They're still soaked. So I'm waiting for like half an hour now to for the grocery stores to open because it's a Sunday. I have to move quick today. If I move out like 9:20, then I only have a couple hours because there's serious thunderstorms in the afternoon. Hopefully I can outrun them. I don't think so. Summertime, summertime, summertime. Sadness. Oh. Вот так вот. Google Maps мне сказал, что это офигенная дорога. Наверное, это на пару метров короче, чем шоссе. Это второй раз, когда я сегодня делаю эту шутку. И второй раз, когда, мне кажется, я прохожу через этот конкретный отрезок. Что поделать? Just gonna leave that bad boy here. Because I've been walking around on sand for quite a long time now. And I just want to know where the fuck I'm going and I cannot. Huh? Well, this is great. I am in Mongolia. I am fuck knows where, and I'm pretty sure my dad would say to this that this is road and anything can happen on the road. And yeah, well, at least it's beautiful. Alright, so I wasted like about an hour, maybe more, and a lot of energy just pushing this bike through the forest, through this mud and sand and whatever this is, because I figured I am in Western Europe. As long as I keep just going straight, I will end up somewhere. And so I've been doing that, and I don't know, we'll see. Oh wait, is that a paved road? That's a great timing. I don't even need to stop recording. Yes! Yeah, buddy! We made it! Civilization, baby! Call me Bear Grylls. I'm gonna survive this motherfucker all day long. Left, right, and sideways. Let's fucking go. See, that's what I mean. That's my point about Lightning McQueen. Because what does a lightning do? It strikes. It strikes you in the heart. And so when we tie it to Back to the Future, then it's obvious. Then when Lightning McQueen goes up to 88 miles... This guy has been in front of me for like 10 minutes now. And I cannot overtake him. He's just too damn good. I will get you one day. Zeus! Is this your fabled storm? This is nothing. I am waterproof. I am lightning proof. I am even impregnation proof. All of your 3 best weapons are dull against my spirit. Show yourself. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Give me all your might. Day 3. Starting Utrecht. Ending, I don't know. Let's go. You know, in the last couple weeks that I was at home, everything had that sense of finality to it. Like, this is the last time I see my sister. The next time I see her, I will have done this thing. And then, last time I'm brushing my teeth. Last time I see my apartment. Oh no, oh no. But then what I noticed is this feeling of calmness as soon as you start doing it. Like when you're 7 days out, 5 days out, you're really stressing, but then when it starts, you're just in the moment and there's no more fear. And so right now is day 3. I just feel at home. And yeah, I feel like I can trust myself completely. I really like it. Just sitting right here in some forest, I don't even know where, but it's fine. I miss laundry. Alright, so I was taking a nap recently in the library in Gorinchem, and I figured I might as well just finish it in Breda today, because It's the only reasonable large-ish town in the area. And I was convinced that, you know, like in all reasonably large towns, there's always last-minute accommodation, because it worked out for me in Zwolle and Utrecht. But turns out, no, there isn't. It is, I mean, there's always hotels for like 150 bucks, I'm not doing that. And it is very likely that today that there is nowhere to sleep. And there's a storm coming. You could see it over there. Alright, so I think I might brake before the bike does. The only thing squeaking so far are my knees. And my quads are sort of not very responsive anymore. Sometimes I just get up and they shut down on me. Probably because I haven't eaten it at all day. Wasn't meant to happen, it's just I didn't want to have breakfast because I usually like fasting for like the first 30 kilometers. It's easier to ride that way. And I thought I would eat in that funny town, whatever it's called, I forgot where I slept. And then I just like realized that I'm so close to Breda, I might as well just push through and be there at like 2 or 3 p.m. But that didn't happen because the roads are shit and I can't cycle anymore for the life of me. So now it's like 6 p.m. maybe later, and I realized that there's nothing for me in Breda, so I'm not eating there either, and so I'm just fuck knows where. I don't know if you could hear the thunder already. And yeah, I made it a little past Breda, so basically I already crossed the country. It's only been 3 days, but I'm done. I'm just done. I don't know if I can continue. Also, my phone died, so even if I wanted to continue, I don't know how I could. Alright. Let's try. Day 4. It isn't days like these, like today, like yesterday, that I need to remind myself the most that I could be at home playing video games all the time. I could do it in a year, I could do it in 2 years, I could do it in 2 weeks. But this, I will not always have a chance to do this. So I need to just absorb the best I can, the good and the bad. So we keep going. This is a bike path. Continue for 1.5 kilometers. I checked how the winds are moving in this area, and I think all the winds in the Netherlands in general at that moment were going south. So I was hoping for a tailwind, but this is the fucking opposite. Here it comes. We have gone international. Ha! Now this is becoming interesting. I am missing chunks of skin because of friction. It's in places with highly non-linear topology. And I bought a lip balm and I have used it in unholy ways. But now I'm so slippery and moist. Beautiful. All right then, it's about 6 p.m. and I'm in Antwerp, so I'm just gonna call it and get some food, find a bed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so we out here, Antwerp, and I was really thinking I could cycle across the country today, just get to the border, but I barely got any sleep, like 5-6 hours total. It's a very interesting experience this night. So I'm just gonna go to Brussels. It's like 50 kilometers away, should be there by noon, and I'm gonna try to recover. I really feel like I can do the country in just today, and I just have to avoid the trap of if I can then I should, because I really wanna. It would be pretty epic. I would be able to tell everyone till the rest of my life that I cycled across Belgium in one day, but I need to be smart about this. So I'm gonna force an easy day and then see what the next one brings. I just arrived in Brussels. It was a really boring day, nothing to film, and the city is a shithole, so I don't want to film that either. Also don't feel like pulling out the camera in there is a good idea. But that's not what I want to talk about. So I made the same mistake as before, although I tried to avoid it. So I had a reasonable breakfast, I hydrated regularly, but still I crashed like 30 kilometers in, and I just couldn't go any further. And I really am gonna have to learn how to eat properly on those rides, because clearly whatever I'm doing is not working. But once again, there was a heavy rain for about an hour, and I really didn't want to get caught up in that, so I found some random place on the road which just said beer food. I just went straight in, and there was this Chinese lady who was in charge of the place, and she barely spoke any English, but she she was really nice. Like, she gave me the food, and then she started asking me like, oh, where are you from, and this and that, and then she just told me that her son does quantum physics in Dresden. She was like, my son, quantum physics, or I don't know how to do a Chinese accent, but and then I told her that I actually do something fairly similar, and her son's in PhD, I'm in my master, and then for some reason she just started treating me like I am her son. So she gave me a bunch of food, like, to take with me. So she gave me like a piece of Chinese bread and some apples, and I was like, oh well, this is great, thank you very much. And then she kept telling me, giving me advice. She told me not to pull out the camera in Brussels, because like she went to Brussels and somebody trashed her car. Honestly, this is such a shithole. Anyway, and told me that like when I get robbed I should not argue and I just give them what they want and whatever. And so she was so nice, I left her a fat tip, and I was about to leave, and then maybe because I left her that tip, she gave me even more stuff. Like, she gave me 2 Sprites and whatever, and something else, because there's gonna be a lot of expensive stuff further on the road. And like, I mean, I guess she really does miss her son, but I'm not sure how one is supposed to act in situations like this, because people are nice, people are really nice, especially if you ask. Like, for example, on day 1, when I was icing my head under that bridge, I think I even got it on video, there was a guy passing by on a bicycle, and he asked me if I was fine, and I'm pretty sure he would have stopped, because it looked like he started stopping if I didn't wave him off. And then on day 2, like, I dropped by, and some really nice guys in a cafe gave me like a huge glass of ice water, just because. And then, yeah, people are in general pretty helpful. But now I didn't even like do anything, and so I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to ask all of my friends to just bomb her with 5-star reviews after I'm back. I mean, I already left mine, but yeah. And after, when I was leaving, she just gave me a hug all of a sudden and told me that she's gonna be praying for my safety, and I should yeah, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to like drop by that place on my way back, whenever that is. But anyway, I'm just gonna try and get some food and sleep a lot today, because if I don't sleep, then nothing's gonna work out and I'm not gonna get anywhere. So I need to treat today and tomorrow as proper rest days, and then I can fuck some shit up. See you later.
Это же мой гриб.
Что ты, Влад?
Ну я его ем, видишь, надкушено. Иди, я его каждый день по кусочку ем.
Подожди, дай поснимать чуть-чуть.
Чуть тебя-
I just got hit on by a homeless gypsy. Alright, so finally out of Brussels. It took a while, it's probably like almost noon already, because I had to walk most of the way. I don't trust those drivers. But yeah, we keep going. It is day 6, and I'm just really trying to recover, because whatever I've been doing nutrition wise and in general, it's just clearly not working. I can see that just judging by the fact of how fucked up I was a couple days ago. Today I'm a little bit better. I am eating more. I drink water in better intervals. But I still want to have a lighter day. So I'm starting in Brussels, and final destination is Mons. So that's about 70. And then I could also hit Waterloo on my way. Okay, I don't understand it. I'm following the official cycling paths. Why? Just why? Every single time. What? Why? And this is better, but it goes in the wrong direction. And well, that's where I came from, but trust me, that road is even worse than this. So I walked it again. I'm just straight up walking from Waterloo, which is even beyond the horizon over there, and they all talk about the infrastructure of Belgian cycling paths. Where is it? All I see is a lot of signs, and then everything is still not made. I crashed my bike. It's like the bike is fine, but the camera also fell on the asphalt and it's pretty scratched up. I don't think there's anything on the lens though, so that's fine. But this is a clusterfuck of a day. I didn't want to record anything like this because I'll just be complaining, but I figured if I don't complain, then there's nothing else for me to film. But the navigation just sucks because it always tries to lead you down the shittiest path ever. Like, you could be going on a nice road and then you see like a path to hell, just fucking mud and rocks. And even before I hear anything in my headphones, I already know that Google Maps lady is gonna be like, in 50 meters, please turn right. Fuck you, respectfully, disrespectfully. It's just active sabotage all the time. And also, you know, I was raging on Google Maps for multiple days now, but it's also more than that, because some of those paths are marked as official cycling paths. Who would ever want to cycle there in their right mind? They're all fucking idiots. Oh wait, never mind, I cycle on that, but it's not the point. The point is, it's already like 6 p.m. and I did book accommodation in Mons, and I'm only about halfway, and everything fucking sucks and I hate this, and I want to be at home, but I'm not gonna be at home anytime soon, and I'm reconsidering all of my life choices. It is definitely a tragedy of human evolution, a big misstep that everyone has developed common sense but me. And what else is there to complain about? Oh yes, if I'm not on a shitty road, then I share a lane with the cars. And you know, I knew this is gonna be an area with a bunch of hills, but all I thought of was, well, I'll gear down and gear up and gear down and gear up, it's gonna be fine. But what I did not consider was that my brakes might not take it well, and they don't. I cannot really brake anymore, I think, and I'm not sure it is safe to continue because of that. Because if I'm going down the road and there's a car, then well, I'm just gonna like have to wing it, I guess. Skill issue. Yeah, I really didn't cover as much distance today, because in Brussels I had to walk out of town because the roads were so shit it was not cyclable, and the drivers were very aggressive. One of the first things I witnessed as soon as I entered Brussels yesterday was a guy getting hit by a car on a bicycle. The second thing was the police trying to break into a house. Beautiful town, like, and yeah, all roads are broken. Like, if either they're all closed because they're too broken, or they're open to cycling and driving because they're not broken enough. Either way, they're all fucked. What's the point? Too much talking, too little cycling. Let's keep going. Mons comes from mountains. Their ground sticks out. You see? It's whoop. It does that, and there's trees on it, so it is ground. It works. It is like functional ground, but it's. My sunscreen opened up. Now everything inside of that is soaked in sunscreen. It's a good day. I wonder how it could get any better. Okay, so here's the deal. It is day 7. We are approaching the border of Belgium and France. Now, I have taken 3 light days of like 60 to 70 kilometers. You know, it was Breda to Antwerp, Antwerp to Brussels, Brussels to Mons. But those didn't really feel like light days, to be honest. Those felt like the same 100 kilometer days in the Netherlands. Just because Dutch roads are much flatter and better, it's easier to cycle. So the saddle time was the same, especially yesterday. My God, those hills. Anyway, I was thinking I could go like 70 more today and stop somewhere around Cambrai. A quick night in a cool World War I town. But I was in a bunk near a cyclist, and he's also going south, and he showed me a highway to Saint Quentin or Saint Quentin. I don't know. I don't care. But basically, Saint Quentin is quite a bit lower than Cambrai, but it only adds like 10 kilometers because the highway is much straighter. And the problem is, though, he's on a normal bike, so he goes like 50 kilometers an hour, but I'm going in a snail's pace. And this road is basically just a highway through the forest with no bike lanes in a hilly area with my brakes shut. And also the basket, it's so heavy, especially when I put the bags in there, that quite often if I'm on a hill and I start braking, my back wheel just goes up. And it's happened several times already, so I cannot brake at all. And yeah, I'm a little sketched out because I don't like sharing lanes with cars like that when I'm not in control, especially for 90 kilometers through a forest non-stop. But it could get me quite a bit further than Cambrai. It would save me like half a day. So we're off to Saint Quentin. Oh yeah, and somehow I lost one of my socks. Fuck that. Walking again. Not again. Fuck's sake. You know, when I told my sister that I'm taking 2 weeks off work, she didn't ask me what I was gonna do. She just said, Daniel, please don't be intentionally stupid. Little does she know, I'm walking across the French border as we speak. Spicing up. Мы дойдем, доплывем, доползем. Для тебя город Томск, город Томск, город Томск. I think this might be a World War II bunker. Watching Belgium from France. Every time you're done with one hill, there is always another one immediately right after. But it's okay. Just a little push. Gotta get just a little further. Yep, and there is another one right after. Naturally. I hope they look just as steep on camera, but I'm pretty sure they aren't. But yeah, you know, I wanted to give this bicycle a nickname because it's already done quite a lot to deserve it. And I was thinking the Blue Pearl, but now I realize that the Black Pearl was the fastest ship in the Caribbean, and this thing is not even the fastest in that guy's garden probably. there's like a cat that could overtake me on this road. But yeah, you know what? Bring it on. I got enough gears for all of you. Just a little push. Just a little further. All right, so it's been about 6 hours since I left Mons, and I'm 70 some kilometers away, so I have about 20 left until St. Quentin. And yeah, I just got off the highway and pulled up in some shade. That was a tough one. The road was good most of the way. It's just that it was so sunny. Like, there were no turns, there were just hills, just, and there was no shade, and there was no shoulder to pull up on or something. And of course, in my position, I have to try and go as fast as I can at all times, because there's always like a truck behind me or something. And now, thank God, that highway is over and I can feel calm again. And yeah, just gonna have a snack and just stand here for a little bit and keep going. Now, it's also, I think, about time to address the elephant in the room, which is the final destination. I didn't want to do it at the very beginning because I was not sure I was gonna make it at all, but we're here now. So I'm going to Paris on this. Yeah. Now we are, let's say when I make it to St. Quentin, it's gonna be about 160 kilometers away. So that's very doable. And yeah, I'll see you there. It's getting harder to wake up in the morning. Not like it was ever easy. I learned a pretty neat thing the other day, which is the finals of Tour de France are tomorrow in Paris in the evening. So as long as I just keep my pace, I could make it, I guess. That's an insane coincidence that I would cycle out of all the places to Paris for some reason, and I would arrive on the day of Tour de France finals. So now I have to make it. It's just destiny. So I already booked a place to stay in Compiègne, which is about halfway through, just to, you know, force my hand to make sure I'm not a lazy bastard. And it's about 90 kilometers again. The elevation shouldn't be that bad though, not as much as yesterday and not as much as tomorrow, but just gotta treat it one day at a time, and then we'll get there. Check out this stand, it's ridiculous. Japanese girl, Moroccan smuggler. I just realized that it's been a while since I last did an update on the state of my ass. So here it comes. You see what I did there? I cycled past, saw a cool vantage point, cycled back, left the camera, cycled past again, realized I'm not recording, cycled back and cycled past again, and then recorded it, and then cycled back and got the camera. Now I have like 3 more seconds of footage. Never doing that again. You know, there's something I cannot really get out of my head. It's not a secret, I'll be in Paris tomorrow. I'm almost in Compiègne. I'm like 30 kilometers away, and it's only noon, mind you. Okay, 1 p.m. Moving very fast, probably because I don't need any stops today. I got a lot of food, so I just keep going. And yeah, turns out if you sleep and you eat well and you hydrate and you plan your route beforehand, it's actually not that hard. I think this is the first day when I actually have everything dialed in and it works like clockwork. So, and put that in your little notebook. It took me 1 week to find out. 1 week of fucking around. But yeah, so it took Hitler 1 month to get to Paris, and it only took me 9 days, because I'm gonna be there tomorrow and today's day 8. So like we're not on the same level. But he also had tanks and artillery and all that. I have these guns. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't know why I'm doing this though. Obviously it's sort of fun, but at the same time not really. It is a little masochistic. To be fair, when I look back at it, it's not that hard. None of it was really that hard. But either way, I was thinking maybe I'm just trying to create some sort of rite of passage for myself, or maybe it's just vanity, because I do like the idea of having a lifetime to tell people that I did this. You know, it's eternal bragging rights. But if you want to spend your entire life telling people you did this one crazy thing, then you need to also live through that awkward liminal space of 2 weeks of actually doing it. And I don't like it, but that's the price. And then there's gonna come a point years from now where I don't know, my friends are gonna introduce me to some lady, and there's gonna be like, oh, this guy, he's crazy, he does crazy stuff. He's gonna be like, what? And then I'm gonna be like, oh, it's not a big deal. And then they're gonna say, well, he cycled on a swap feeds from Groningen to Paris, and then it was a lot of kilometers and no plan and only a sleeping bag and toilet paper roll. By the way, never needed really a single one of them. So such a waste. Could have gone with nothing. Would have been a better premise, but it is what it is. And then she's gonna be like, oh my god, it's like so spontaneous and so hot. And then I'll be like, yeah, I am like that, yes. And that's how I met your mother.
Не такой, как был вчера. Меня засосала опасная трясина. И жизнь моя вечная игра.
Вам не скажете, сколько сейчас градусов?
Alright. I'm recording on my phone now, but so this hotel has a very interesting system. There's no keys or cards, there's just a code. For every room they give you a 6-digit code, and you have to remember it, otherwise you cannot get in. The thing is, I remember mine, but I wanted to go to the bathroom before going to sleep, and when I was trying to come back, the code didn't work. It still flashed green, so it is the right code, and I have a picture of it, so I know it is the right code, but the door still does not open. And, well, all of my stuff is inside. All I have on me are headphones. I don't know if you could see me at all. All I have is the headphones and a phone on 6% charge. So I'm just setting up shop here in the lobby, and I'm gonna wait for someone to come in the morning, I guess. The breakfast maker. Beautiful. It's 6 in the morning already. We're still out here. It's 8. They just opened my door. Apparently, this guy who opens doors has been here all along. I just didn't know that. I thought he only comes in the morning. Well, not gonna get to sleep now because that's about the time when I have to wake up and get going, so might as well just get going. Couldn't have been any other way. Francuski kot. I am stranded in the forest again. It should only be a couple kilometers, and this is a shortcut. So yeah, I've been cycling on this thing for like 10 minutes and then walking, and I think I'm just gonna walk it because it just sinks in the dirt a little bit. And well, at some point again we're gonna walk out of it, so who cares? I got water. I just regained internet connection. I checked the family group chat, and my father asked why I haven't talked in a while, and my sister said that I'm probably just sleeping because I took time off work. In the meantime, I was lost in the forest in France. It's perfect. Switched from Google Maps to Komoot, which does only cycling routes, and I'm in the fucking field again. The fucking field. There is nothing. What the fuck is this road? Okay, you could cycle on that, but you have not seen the roads that I had to walk through right now. What the fuck? And this whole thing, it's another thunderstorm about to rain down on my head while I'm in the fucking field. I could have been in Paris by now. I've done so many circles. That's like plus 20 kilometers a day. Fuck off. Going to fucking kill myself. I hate this bullshit. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? God damn it. Alright fellas, we need to build a road for things to drive on. Oh, I have a good idea. How about we make it out of a lot of huge fucking rocks, so that whenever anything goes on them, it goes like boom, 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 boom. Oh, I love this. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do just fucking that. Отлично. Все, и еще ветерок. Я как раз люблю ветерок, вот в такие вот моменты. О, да! Прямо за шиворот. Давай еще раз. О, какой молодец. Давай еще раз. Давай еще раз. Давай заболеем здесь. Да, размытая дорожка. Все как мы любим. Все как... Оп, оп. Вот так вот. Ну что, когда закончится? А не закончится. А вот так вот. А так и живем. А что поделать? А ничего не поделать. Alright, so I didn't want to record anything, but I remembered we're keeping it real. So the rain is over, but I decided to cycle through it and not wait because I didn't know how long it would take. Now the people are coming out of the bridges and I'm soaked and they're dry. My socks are swimming inside my shoes, and every single fiber on me is drenched. I'll probably need to stay another day just to dry out, because those are the only clothes that I have. And Tour de France, I guess, whatever. I don't know anything about it anyway. Right now, I'm 10 kilometers out. I just want to finish this. Yesterday, I arrived in town, but I didn't really do anything. I just dried myself out and went to sleep. Now I'm thinking, it's the morning of day 10. Why don't we give Paris a proper greeting? is the morning of day 11. I'm pretty tired. I think I want to go home now. Alright fellas, let's discuss the future of this odyssey. It is currently day 11, I believe. So that means that I have 6 days left. I have to work on the 7th. The sensible thing to do would be to, well, stay at home, but in my situation it would be to just take a train home. But I don't want to. I feel like if I do that, then something's gonna be missing. Like effort. So I'm cycling back. However, let's also be realistic, there's no way I can cycle back in 6 days. So I have decided on a hybrid approach. The thing is, I really don't like the brakes situation, and if I have to share some more lanes with cars on steep hills, I don't want to do that again. So also it's gonna break the bank if I just go all the way home, and I also couldn't be bothered, I guess. So I have decided to take a train as close to the Belgian border as I can, and I think it was some town called Maubeuge, something of the sort, I don't know, but anyway, it's pretty close, and I'm just gonna cycle home from here, so it saves me about 2 days, and all I have to do is cycle across Belgium and Netherlands again. And so if I have 6 days, then on a relaxed pace should get it done, no problem. Maybe even have a day to spare for laundry. Also, I think it took me about 730 kilometers to get to Paris, and then I cycled around town. I think it was like 30 more kilometers, not gonna lie, it was not a rest day at all, but let's just round it up to 750. Let's be conservative. Why not just push it to 1000 at this point? This is so much more epic. 1000 plus kilometers on the swap feeds, huh? So I want to do that. And yeah, I guess I'm not gonna be filming much anymore. Apart from the fact that my SD card is almost capped, I'm also going to take roughly the same way, because I already took the most direct way to Paris from Groningen that I could. Not the most efficient one, the most direct one, like through the forests and all. And right now I think I've gotten smarter, but I'm also going to take roughly the same stops, same towns, and I just don't feel like filming it all again. I don't know why I would, and I don't know why you would want to see that. So I'm going to stop filming. I will do just enough to prove that I actually cycled all the way back, and maybe try to enjoy it, I don't know, now that there is no deadlines or pressure. We'll see. Either way, let's bump it up to quadruple digits. I'll see you on the other side. I crossed the Dutch border. Started raining immediately. Nederland. Meisjes, kickboksen, frikandelbroodjes. What the fuck is a bad cycleway? We are so back.
Соседи приходят и слышится стук копыт, мешает уснуть. Не может и сон. Те, кому нечего ждать, отправляются в путь. Те, кто спасет, те, кто спасет, а тем, кто ложится спать, спокойного сна. Спокойная ночь. Тем, кто ложится спать, спокойного сна. Спокойная ночь.
I'm about 20 kilometers away from home. I just had my last meal and, you know, threw away the stuff I'm not gonna need anymore. And I saw some funny looking clouds, and for the first time I decided to check the weather for today. It's gonna be very, very wet very, very soon. So I have a chance of making it, but I have to be really quick about it. Fast as fuck boy. And yeah, I mean, all it means really is bring me that horizon. Yep, so close. I can smell it. Yep, come on, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All right, we're right back in, right where we started, huh? It would make a great deal of sense to take the elevator, but taking the stairs. You know why? Because I can. It's the 10th floor, all 9th if you count ground as 0. You know, the problem is, I am still bored. Now just slightly tired. Actually, only very slightly. This is ridiculous. Check this out. Can I put it here? I fucking hope so. Yeah? Look. With the heavy backpack. Pistol squad. Ooh. But I did it. Well, I also did like 110 kilometers just now, and I'm not really that tired. This is the miracle of human body. Overall, I think, what do we have? About 1.3 thousand. I'll have to actually sit down and retrace the cities I went through to calculate it properly, but that should be the ballpark. Yeah, 16 days. That's what you get when you grab a guy who doesn't stop and give him a bike that doesn't break. You cycle to Paris and back. Well, I'm gonna have to call the draw because neither one was broke, although bike has been getting pretty close, not gonna lie. The front wheels started making some funny sounds since yesterday, and the brakes are gone, sort of. Well, with less weight, it's fine. And also the light just fell off straight up, but it's rideable, so it didn't break. So we're calling the draw, and I'm gonna name it the Equalizer. All in all, was it fun? No. Was there anything except suffering? No. Did I enjoy it? No. Did I get to see the cities that I went through? No. But am I gonna do it again? I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.